Canto, chapter 87, text 16. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Atitavasarayastradnivete kilalokamala. Shapannakatam ratabdim avagaya utapangsi jahu. Kim utapunasvadama vidatashaya kalaguna. Parama bhajande ye padam ajasya sukhanubhavam. Iti tavasurayastradnidapeka lalokamala. Shapannakatam ratabdim avaghaya tapangsi jahu. Kim uttapuna svadama vidatashaya kalaguna. Parama bhajante ye padam ajasya sukhanubhavam. Iti tavasurayastvadidvaveka lalokamala. Shapannakatam ratabdim avaghaya tapangsi jahu. Kemuttapanaspadama vidatashaya kalaguna. Parama bhajante ye padam ajasya sukhana bhavam. You go ahead and read it then. Iti, thus, tava, your, sadaya, wise saints, three of the three planetary systems of the universe, or the three modes of material nature. Adipate, O Master, Akila, of all, Loka, the worlds, Mala, the contamination, Chapana, which eradicates, Kata, of discussions, Amrita, nectar, Abhim, into the ocean, of Akahya, by diving deeply, Tapamsi, their troubles, Jahu, have given up, Kim Uta, what to speak, Puna, moreover, Sva, their own, Dhamma, by the power, Viduta, dispelled, Ashaya, of their minds, Kala, and of time, Gunaha, the undesirable qualities, Padama, O Supreme One, Bhajanti, worship, Yea, who, Padam, your true nature, Ajashra, uninterrupted, Sukha, of happiness, and the Bhavam, in which there is experience. Translation and purport by the followers of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Therefore, O Master of the three worlds, the wise get rid of all misery by diving deep into the nectarian ocean of topics about you, which washes away all the contamination of the universe. Then what to speak of those who having by spiritual strength rid their minds of bad habits, and free themselves from time are able to worship your true nature, O Supreme One, finding within it uninterrupted bliss. Purport. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, in the previous verse, those Shrutis, whose presentation of the Supreme Truth may seem impersonal, clarified their true purpose. Now, in the present verse, those who focus exclusively on the divine personality of Godhead, who speak of his transcendental pastimes, take their turn in praising him. Because all the Vedas declare the supremacy of the personality of Godhead as the cause of all causes, discriminating persons should take to his worship. By diving into the ocean of his glories, intelligent devotees help dispel the distress of all souls and loosen their burning attachment to materialistic life. These advancing devotees gradually give up all material attachment and lose any interest they once had in the troublesome austerities of karma, jnana, and yoga. Beyond these devotees are the suris, connoisseurs of spiritual truth, who honor the nectarian ocean of the Supreme Lord's glories by immersing themselves fully within it. These mature devotees of the Supreme Lord achieve unimaginable perfection. The Lord, reciprocating their sincere endeavors, empowers them to realize him in his personal form. Remembering with rapture the Lord's intimate pastimes and entourage, they are automatically freed from the last subtle traces of material contamination and from sensitivity to the unavoidable pains of disease and old age. Referring to the purifying power of devotional service, the Shrutis say, Tadyata pushkara palasha apo nashushyante evam vidipapam karma nashlishyante. Just as water does not adhere to a lotus leaf, so sinful activities do not adhere to one who knows the truth in this way. Isatapata Brahmana, 14.7.28, Tatatirya Brahmana, 3.28, 9.8, Brihad Aranyakya Upanishad, 4.28, about Badayana Dharma Shastra, 2.6.11.30, all confirm, na karmana lipate papakena. One thus avoids being tainted by sinful activities. In the Rig Veda, 154.1 refers to the Supreme Lord's pastimes as follows: Vishnur nakang viryani pravochang yaha partivani viname rajangsi. Only he may fully enunciate the heroic deeds of Lord Vishnu, who can count all the particles of dust in the world. Many Shruti mantras glorify devotional service of the Lord, such as Eka Vasi Sarvago Yo Nabhajanti Diras Teshang Sukam Shashvatam Nate Rasesham. He is the one omnipresent Lord and controller. Only those wise souls who worship him obtain eternal happiness, not anyone else. In this connection, Srila Sridhar Swami prays, Sukala Veda Ganerita Sadgunas Tvamita Sarva Manishi Janarata Tvai Sobadda Guna Shavanadi Vish Tatpada Smaranena Gata Kamaha. Because all the Vedas describe your transcendental qualities, all thoughtful persons are attracted to hearing and chanting about your all auspicious qualities. Thus, by remembering your lotus feet, they are freed from material distress. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Badakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So, is there any way we can begin to calculate how fortunate we are by getting the mercy of His divine grace on Vishnu Pad Panamahamsa Parivajakacarja Astataras of the Shimad A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta 3 Dandi Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada. My dear Prabhus and Maharajas, we cannot even begin to comprehend how fortunate we are. We cannot even begin. You see. So let us try. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of all Vedic literature. If one can understand this Bhagavatam, it becomes perfect knower of all the Vedas. So let's try to understand this amazingly powerful verse and purport. We don't have much time. How long was the original Bhagavatam class? 7 days. So we can do with 1 hour, Only one measly hour versus 7 days, 24/7. What's 7 times 24? Something 140 something. Can you imagine a Bhagavatam class for 140 hours with no breaks, no prasadam, no sleeping, no bathroom breaks, nothing. 7 days sitting tightly and hearing, drinking in the nectarian ocean emanating from the mouth of Srila Shukadeva Goswami. So we get a few drops today, at least a few drops, you see. So let us try to follow the example of Parikshit Maharaj and drink deeply. He had 7 days to live. But can any of us guarantee we can even live for 7 seconds more? I mean, I could have a heart attack now and drop dead on the Vyasa. You know what I mean? I mean, we can't guarantee 7 days, 7 hours, 7 minutes, even 7 seconds we cannot guarantee. So let us take full advantage of our being conscious right now and tune in and turn on and bliss out on the transcendental vibrations of Srimad Bhagavatam. There's so much to be spoken about here. One thing, I really like this diving deep into the nectarian ocean. So the Vaishnavas are deep sea divers. You see. The Mayavadis are surfers. They're getting the surface. But the Vaishnavas are deep sea divers. We go deep into the ecstatic mellows of Krishna Bhakti. It's also called Bhakti Rasa, you see, the sweet mellows of Bhakti. So what is that nectarian ocean? Topics about you, and what do? They wash away all the contamination of the universe. Oh, that's really something. Of course, we got tons of contamination in our own hearts, don't we? Yeah, I know I do. I'm swimming in an ocean of contamination right now, polluted like anything, with lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, envy. But not only this rascal's heart, Sankarshan Das's dirty heart, can be washed clean, but all the contamination of the whole universe can be washed clean. Now, is this talking to this one particular universe or the multi-universes? By researching in Prabhupada's books, you can see the term Jagad can refer also to this one universe, the universe of the four-headed Brahma, or it can also refer to the multi-universes, the whole material existence. So these topics, Srimad Bhagavatam, can wash away all the contamination of the entire material world. That's how powerful it is. So just by hearing, by my speaking, you're hearing these topics. This is washes away the contamination, flushing it out, flushing it out, flushing it out. What's the advantage of doing that? One can ask. Well, we actually are all originally residents of the spiritual world. We had Krishna Sangha totally packed up within our hearts and all of our thoughts, words, and deeds. We're directly seeing Krishna and Radharani, the Gopas, the Gopis, the Gopis, the Gopas, the cows, the calves, the Jamuna, Govardhan. Everything was right there in our experience. That was our home base. We were there in Goloka, but because Krishna is fully independent, we being part and parcel of him, we also possess independence, you see. So that means you can use your independence properly or improperly. So Krishna is our best friend, Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. And we think, as they sometimes say, the cow thinks the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. So we're like that cow who stuck her head through the fence. What's it like on the other side? Let me check it out. So we checked it out, and here we are, y'all, suffering like anything in the cycle of birth and death. So Krishna, he let us try. All right, better you don't do it. But no, I want to try it. Better you don't do it. You were so stubborn. All right, go ahead and try it. When you're sick and tired of it, you're welcome back. I'll give you Prabhupada and all these great acharyas to show you the pathway. Now you're lost in the jungle, and you lost your path. You don't know where you are, but here's the pathway back to Goloka, you see. So then the verse continues. What to speak of those who having by spiritual strength rid their minds of bad habits? So we usually think of habits as something you do. Don't I got a bad habit, but actually habits not only versus what you do, all versus what you think about, you see. So bad habits can also refer to bad thoughts, you see. I have a tendency, my mind drifts here, drifts there. I'm on the mental plane, I also have bad habits, you see. Spiritual strength rids their minds of bad habits. So what is spiritual strength, you see? What does spiritual strength mean, you see? That's something we gotta have. We gotta have spiritual strength. Right now we're spiritually weak, and that's why we're still misidentifying with this bag of bones and blood, mucus, stool, and urine. I mean, isn't it ridiculous to misidentify with this bag of stool and urine, pus and blood? But that's what we're doing. We're still foolishly thinking we can enjoy this damn thing. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it insane? But still we're going on thinking, yes, I can enjoy. I have my tongue, my belly, my genitals. Yeah, I can enjoy. It's time we kick it out with boot these damn rascal bad thoughts that we keep haunting our brains. Got to kick it out with spiritual strength. So what is spiritual strength? Well, how does that work anyway? You got to be determined. That's the key. We all know our little Siksha Guru, that little sparrow. She was determined, you see. What is the strength of a little sparrow? She's a very weak little bird. What can she do with a little tiny bird's body, you see? But her determination was her strength. You may not have any power. We may be very, very weak, servants of our senses. That's the reality. We're very weak servants of our senses. But if we have determination, you see, we have determination, I must now bring these rascal senses under control. I'm no longer going to be the servant of my lust, anger, and greed. We have to be determined. I will no longer be the servant of my lust, anger, and greed. I'm sick and tired of it. I've been cheated again by the material energy. I don't want it anymore. I'm tired of being cheated by Maya. I'm kicking out those damn rascal thoughts, you see. If you have that kind of determination, you make that in your mind, I vow from now on, I'm going to kick all that garbage out of my brain. You see, I'm going to kick it out, you see. If you have the determination, I want to now dry up this ocean of material desires. Like the little sparrow drying up the ocean, you see. What power does she have? But her big brother, Garuda, came flying in on Garuda Airlines. And he said, okay, you rascal ocean, you give those eggs back, I'm going to dry you up. I'm a mystic power, you see. So we have our big brother. We have the Srila Prabhupada, the great acharyas, they are well-wishers. They have unlimited spiritual strength, you see. If we take shelter of these great acharyas, the spiritual masters, if we take shelter of these great personalities, they will empower us. They will empower us, you see. They will empower us. Just like an example, here I'm some ridiculous Godas, Sankarshan Mudha, this ridiculous Godas, completely servant of my senses. But you know what Prabhupada told me? He gave me an order. He said, all material desire is zero. Wow. He gave me an order, all material desire, in a written letter, all material desire is zero. So I'm thinking, well, I have no power to do that. But then I realized, by Prabhupada's mercy, yes, all material desires can become zero. By my strength, forget it. I'm very weak, very fallen, nonsense rascal, number one. But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, yes, by his grace, I often pray to him like this, Prabhupada, you've ordered me all material desires zero, but I can't do it. I'm not weak. I'm so weak I can't do it. But by your strength, by your mercy, as Prabhupada, is possible, all material desire is zero, you see. So that's how we get strength. We know we're very weak, and we take shelter of our bona fide spiritual master and beg for his mercy and his blessing. That's how we get spiritual strength. And then the verse continues, O Supreme One, finding within it uninterrupted bliss. Uninterrupted bliss. So that's the way it goes, Prabhus and Matajis. It's called 24/7 nectar. Just imagine if you could be totally ecstatic 24 hours a day. What's that called? Anybody know the name for that? Krishna consciousness. If I'm not always blissful, that means I'm not fixed up yet in Krishna consciousness. So you can easily judge what level of advancement you're on by how much you're ecstatic at every minute. Are you tasting unlimited nectar at every minute? Not yet. Right. That means I'm not fully Krishna conscious. I'm still embracing Maya. Oh, my dear Maya, come on, let me hug you, Maya. I love you, Maya. I love you, Maya Devi. We're still hugging Maya. Can you imagine? Even though we've heard this for so many years in so many ways, we're still hugging and embracing Maya Devi. That's why we're not always blissful. That's why we sometimes, our enthusiasm, what is that saying? My get up and go, got up and went. Sometimes our enthusiasm goes away, yes. So we have to get that enthusiasm back. So how do you get the enthusiasm back? Just look at the history of ISKCON, you see. Because Prabhupada's enthusiastic to be Krishna conscious. Enthusiasm is contagious disease, you see. If you're somebody who's fired up and you associate with them, you get fired up too, you see. So that's how Prabhupada inspired us, boys and girls, back in the 60s and 70s. He was unlimitedly enthusiastic to be Krishna conscious and revolutionize the whole world, you see. By associating with Prabhupada, we got fired up. Prabhupada was fired up, and we got fired up, you see. Just by hearing from Prabhupada, just by seeing Prabhupada, just by thinking about Prabhupada, that enthusiasm, it flooded us, it flooded our hearts, you see. So how is going to be successful? We got to take that. We find those devotees who are tuned into Prabhupada's enthusiasm, and we associate with them, you see. Find those devotees who are tuned into Prabhupada's enthusiasm and tune in. And the thing is, well, what if I'm all alone out there in XYZ Corporation for 10 hours a day? Where do I get my enthusiasm? Well, good news is, Prabhupada and Mataji's, Prabhupada is fully present in his books. Fully present. So even by reading, even just opening one of Prabhupada's books, you see, just opening one of Prabhupada, these beloved books where Prabhupada is fully present, Prabhupada is packed in every page. Just pick up the book and read, and you're directly connecting with Prabhupada, you see. You're getting his personal darshan, just like you're there in his room. It's you and Prabhupada all alone. When you pick up that book and you read it, wow, you're getting Prabhupada Sangha, you see. So just see the nectar oozing out of these books that Prabhupada has given us, you see. And by connecting with those wonderful nectarian vibrations of Srila Prabhupada with unlimited nectar, unlimited enthusiasm there, we can also become enlivened, enthusiastic. And I know a nice example. Somebody said, well, how can I preach in my office? So I have one godbrother. He was working with Burroughs Corporation in Detroit, one of those big suit and tie corporations, your computer station. So what he did, he put a Bhagavad-Gita on his desk. He sat there at a Bhagavad-Gita. He could look at it, he could see Krishna and Arjuna while he's doing his work. He's taking darshan of Krishna and Arjuna in the battle. He has his own battle of Kurukshetra, just trying to do his job, you see. And he's looking at Krishna and Lord Krishna and Arjuna in the chariot, and he's doing his work. And then one boy named Randy Meyer, he said, "What is that book? You take it and read it." So you know what happened? Randy Meyer became Ramiya Das. So simply by putting a Bhagavad Gita on his desk, he made a devotee. So just see the power of these books, you see. So you're never alone, actually. If you just keep Prabhupada's books with you, keep his teachings within your heart, that you're never, ever alone in any situation 24/7. By that connection with Prabhupada and those who are connected with Prabhupada, you can become totally thrilled and enlivened in every situation 24/7. There's a humongous purport here, and I don't know, I can't cover it in 25 minutes. I mean, it's a tremendous, Prabhupada's disciples have done research in the Vedic literatures. There's amazing purport. And I don't know where to start. One thing that really struck me, I'll go to the third paragraph, the fourth paragraph, yeah. There's a nice verse quoted from the Shrutis. Tadyata pushkara palasha apo na shishyante evang edavidi papam karma na shlishyate. Just as water does not adhere to a lotus leaf, so sinful activities do not adhere to one who knows the truth in this way. Now, I was always wondering, there's that verse in, 270 Gita? Apuryamanna apalapatishtam samudnara papavisanta yadvat tadvat kamagam pravishanti sarve sishantamat nogina kamakami. A person is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but always remains still, can alone achieve peace and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. And I was wondering, how does this work? You see, the rivers are coming into the ocean, they're evaporating and going up, but they're actually in the ocean. So this talks about a Krishna conscious person, the desires are flowing into his heart. I was wondering, how is he not affected by these desires? Because they're actually coming into his heart. All the material desires are flowing into his heart. So how can he possibly be Krishna conscious if all these material desires are flowing into his heart? I kept wondering. I was wondering, what is the answer to this question? I was wondering. For days and weeks, I've been wondering, how is it possible the material desires could be actually into his heart? But he's a pure devotee. I couldn't figure it out. But today I got the answer in this purport. There's a Sanskrit word here, shlishyante is the plural form, shlishyate is the singular form. And the translation is adhere. So the example is given of the lotus leaf. You see, the water touches the lotus leaf, but it doesn't enter the lotus leaf. You see, it rolls off. You see, so the thoughts of material desires may enter, but they don't affect the pure devotee. Just like we all know the example. I think most of us know the example of Jamunacharya, Albandru. He was a king in the old days before he became a Vaishnavacharya, and wow, those kings really they had a whole harem. Sex pleasure, all the girls are waiting, when I get sex with the king. It's pretty heavy thing. Woo! But he became a devotee. And somehow you remember those days when he had sex with all those girls, and what did he do with those thoughts? Yadavari mama cheta, Krishna padara vinde, Nava nava rasa damyatsaram tumansit tadavari bhattanari sangame smaryamani bhavati mukunashtivanamcha. Ever since I am engaged in the transcendental loving service of Shri Shri Radha and Krishna, tasting nava rasa, ever increasing pleasure in that service, whenever I think of having sex with one of those women, spit the thought, you see. So the thought came, but it didn't enter his heart. Like bounced off him like the water in the lotus leaf. He would just spit at him. So maybe we should all have spittoons handy. See? So this is that. So the desire, he thought about it, but he didn't. He rejected it immediately. He was a great Vaishnavacharya, and he remembered having sex with a woman, but he spit at her. You see. So that's a nice word here. Shlishyante, plural form, and shlishyate, the singular form. They do not adhere. So that's one thing that really jumped out of the purport at me today. Here's a nice one. Vishnurnakang Vrayani Prabhachang Yaha Partavani Vimame Rajangsi. Only he may fully enunciate the heroic deeds of Lord Vishnu who can count all the particles of dust in the world. That's pretty amazing. Count all the particles of dust in the world, the whole material existence. Only Vishnu can count them, you see. So our material scientists may be very proud of all their so-called knowledge. Yes, we know this, we know that, but they're nothing. They're nothing compared to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu knows everything perfectly, what's going on in every sphere of this entire existence, every thought that you have in your brain. Krishna or Vishnu sees everything you're thinking about. He knows you can't hide anything from God. God knows everything. Everything you think about, everything you do, everything you speak, in every situation, 24 hours, you're being constantly monitored by Krishna. Constantly monitored. So I better be good. If Krishna sees everything I'm doing, I better be good. Because I don't want to be bad in front of Krishna. I don't want to be ashamed of myself. We see Krishna and Balaram standing there, but actually they're with us every minute in all situations. They see everything we're doing, everything we're thinking. So that means I got to bring my mind under control. I can't let it run wild even for 1 nanosecond. And keep that mind paka, fixed at the lotus feet of the Lord. Manmanama bhakto majademam maskru mamai vashas yuktaivam atmanang pamatayam parayanaha. And one who engages his mind always in thinking of me, becomes my devotee, offer obeisance and worship me, certainly he will come to me. So we have to, this is called mind control. We have to become experts in mind control. I have to see that mind and say, okay, mind, come back, come back, come back. My dear mind, what is that great Vaishnavacharya Govindas? My dear mind, please now engage yourself in the divine son of the service of the divine son of Nanda Maharaj. So you can talk to your mind. Your mind is not you, you see. It's an instrument. And you can actually talk to your mind. The acharyas tell us, they teach us, we can talk to our own mind. Okay, mind, now you better be like a mother training the child. Okay, mind, got to be good. You've been a rascal long enough, you rascal mind. Now you got to become good. You see, now you be good. Mind, now your duty is to always be Krishna conscious 24/7. No more messing around with Maya. Okay, mind? You got it? That's your my dear mind, here's your assignment. Always be Krishna conscious 24/7. Don't let your mind ever go for 1 nanosecond away from the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. So you got to train that mind, train the mind, train the mind. You'll be doing fine. What else can we get you out of this? All thoughtful persons are attracted to hearing and chanting about your all auspicious qualities. Well, how attracted are we? I know I'm not very attracted yet. I'm just praying for the day I actually become attracted. So it means I'm not very thoughtful yet. I'm still somewhat of a dummy character. But let us become thoughtful. To become thoughtful means here we have the mind on one hand, thoughtful, and attracted, the other side of the sentence. So if you're actually thoughtful, that means you've controlled your mind. And when you control your mind, then you can become attracted just to hearing and chanting. Sometimes we're attracted to chanting, sometimes we're not. We're space cases sometimes, we're chanting around. We're chanting Hare Krishna, behind running here, around, looping the loop around the Milky Way, you see. The mind is sometimes not really tuned in. That means we're not being thoughtful enough. You're letting the mind space out. As we should say in the old days in ISKCON, space cadets, you see. So we have to bring that mind, okay, mind, to be thoughtful. Let me intelligently be thoughtful about what I'm thinking about, what I'm doing. Because I'm actually tuned into Krishna and feeling ever increasing ecstasy at every minute. If there's any questions, we got 17 minutes. I love questions, especially I like doubts. Have any doubt about any doubt about ISKCON also? I'm ready for all of it. Throw it at me. But if there's, yes, my dear Panchagoda Prabhu, yes.
Thank you. So Srila Prabhupada gave us the basics of Krishna consciousness. But he wanted the devotees to elaborate or maybe develop it even further. So now we see there are many different, philosophies and different movements, that have different ideas. So, I mean, how much should we be focused just on sticking with what the basics that Prabhupada gave us?
Wonderful question. I know there was, and one time in LA, a group of devotees got together. They wanted to talk about the intimate, Krishna and the gopis. They call themselves the Gopi Baba Club. And Prabhupada, he smashed it, you see. He smashed this idea. They want to throw away the basics and just get in Gopi Bhav, Gopi Bhav. So they had this idea, you meditate on Krishna. It's actually mentioned in Nectar Devotion. At a certain stage, you actually realize your Sarupa and you meditate on your Rasa. But we haven't reached that stage yet. We haven't reached that stage. That's after Anartha Vritti, when all material desires are zero. Here you are still lusty, spaced out, running after followers and money, and you're meditating on your rasa. It's completely bogus. So it's very clear in the Nectar Devotion. If you study it carefully, Prabhupada said, repeatedly read the Nectar Devotion. It's an order he gave us. Are you all repeatedly reading Nectar Devotion, or just gathering dust on the bookshelf? Actually, I'm reading Bhagavad Nectar Devotion repeatedly, every day a chapter. I keep going and looping the loop. I think I'm my 4th time now. Keep looping the loop for the Nectar Devotion, because then if you read it carefully, then it's very clear. And then Prabhupada said, don't immediately come, Prabhupada, what does this mean? He said, keep reading it, and it'll all be answered. All questions will be answered. So as far as these different philosophies, they're going off the track. Prabhupada gave us everything. It's not that Prabhupada gave us only the basics. If you study the Nectar Devotion, Prabhupada gave us the most highly elevated things at the same time. Prabhupada didn't give us only the basics. If you thought he only gave us the basics, you're a fool and a rascal. Prabhupada gave us everything that we need to know, all the way to all of the steps. So, all the way from Shraddha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Vritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, and Prema. It's all there in Prabhupada's teachings. It's all there. You can, just like Asakti stage, you actually realize what is your rasa in Krishna's pastimes. But we're not there yet, but it's there. It's out there. Prabhupada told us we can get to that stage, the Sakti stage. So it's all there, You know what Prabhupada told me? He said, now you just become qualified to see Krishna face to face. Personal order from Prabhupada and me to see Krishna. So Prabhupada can take us all the way to seeing Krishna face to face. What could be higher than that? Like I'm seeing you face to face. Just imagine we can see Krishna face to face. That's all there in Prabhupada's teachings. The highest level of perfection is all there in Prabhupada's teachings. So don't think you have to go somewhere else, or if you do, you're a fool and idiot. And you'll be misguided. We see actually there's a desire, they have a desire for followers, these outside people who say, come on, I will give you this, I will give you that, I'll give you Gopi Bab, come to me. They're contaminated people who are after followers. That's all they are, contaminated people who want followers. So don't be misled by these people trying to compete, take away from Prabhupada's movement. You stick with Prabhupada and everything is there. Everything, both within and without. One of my favorite prayers, what do we call it? Nrsimha prayers. We sing it every morning. It's all there. Bahir Nasingha, Hridaye Nasingha. It's all there. You know what it means? Prabhupada translated in his books. May Lord Nrsimhadev dwell in my heart, killing all my bad tendencies. That means pure bhakti. Right there in the Nrsimha prayers, you got pure bhakti. And then he goes, so I peacefully worship the Lord and bring peace to the entire world. So within the simple Nrsimha prayers, you have perfection within and perfection without. Nrsimhatize or Krishnaize the within, and Krishnaize or Singatize the whole material existence. So you have pure perfection your own complete perfection, spiritual perfection in Prabhupada's teachings, and delivering all the living entities in the whole material back to Godhead also within his teachings. So you got everything. You don't have to go somewhere else. It's all there in Prabhupada's teachings, all the way to your intimate relationship with Krishna and his transcendental pastimes in the spiritual sky. It's all there. Prabhupada's giving us everything. If you follow Prabhupada strictly, one day you'll wake up in your original Sarupa in the spiritual sky, engaged in intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna and the gopis and the gopas. You'll be there. I guarantee you will come. And it's even possible, this is really cool. Prabhupada gives the example of Bhava who gave us the Mukundamali Stotra. Prabhupada translated it. He was 700 years here in Vrindavan. He came here as a blind man after his prostitute girlfriend said, "Why are you so attracted to this flesh and blood?" He became attracted to Krishna. It's better off. He took her word very seriously. He came to Vrindavan. He put out his eyes because he attracted along the way to a beautiful woman. Put his eyes out. Somehow he got to Vrindavan as a blind man. Sitting here, he's a blind man sitting, he doesn't even know how to get something to eat, but some little boy came, "I'll bring you milk every day." He said, "Yes." He said, "Who are you?" "I'm a little boy from the village." It was Krishna himself. Can you imagine? Krishna himself came to this blind man who was sitting here with no means of getting anything. He couldn't even see anything. And this little boy named Krishna himself came to give him prasadam to eat. And he lived here for 700, right here in this place we are around Vrindavan. He was living here for 700 years. And at the same time, he has a material body here. He's in the spiritual world, and his intimate pastimes of Krishna and the spiritual world. In both worlds simultaneously. And this is what Prabhupada is giving us. You see, you can actually be in here and you're rasa in the spiritual world simultaneously. That's what Prabhupada is giving us. So don't dream of be misled by somebody who's after wealth, fame, and followers. Don't be ever misled by these rascal nonsense people who claim they can give us something that Prabhupada didn't give us. Never be misled. Please, my dear Prabhus and Manajis, never ever be cheated by these rascals who are trying to steal Prabhupada's followers and make them your own followers. Prabhupada is the supreme spiritual master, Jagat Guru, the spiritual master of the whole universe. By his divine potency, every single living entity in this whole material existence will be delivered back to home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, we got another 9 minutes. I'm ready for whatever you can give me. Questions, criticisms, corrections, doubts, throw it at me. I'm ready. I'm ready with my baseball bat. Yes?
Sometimes it is here.
Microphone?
Sometimes devotees suggest that if you run in bhakti, then you may fall down. But if
do what?
If you go very fast in devotional service, you may fall down. But if you are very slow and step by step, then you will never fall down.
Well, that's a very good thing. We have that all. You all know the tortoise and the hare, right? Who won the race? The steadily plodding tortoise. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. He won the race. We have a saying: "Slow but steady wins the race." So don't try to become an ISKCON superstar. Yeah, I'm gonna get in there and I'm trying to become a sannyasi. Yeah, roll a big preacher. How many sannyasis have fallen down in our movement? The big sannyasis. How many have fallen down? What's the fall-down rate for sannyasis? Don't become an ISKCON superstar. It's a dangerous thing to do. Just try to become the servant of the servant of the servant, and then you become the most powerful, enlightened Vaishnava. You don't need to become an ISKCON superstar. Thank you for bringing that question. Yeah. Next one. Are y'all sleeping? Anybody hear the lecture today? Or are y'all spacing out and somewhere else, thinking when breakfast is coming? How many, if you have please throw it at me. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful class. Lecture you said sometimes many of us are spiritually weak, but still we should be determined. You mentioned that. So can you elaborate, being a spiritually weak, how one can be determined simultaneously?
You mentioned in your class that sometimes we may feel spiritually weak, but how to maintain determination if you can?
Yeah, that's a very excellent question. That's something many of us go through. We sometimes feel really weak. We've lost our enthusiasm. We don't even feel like going to Mangalarti, so that we don't have it, we don't have that enthusiasm, how to keep going when you feel weak, right? Well, we have to use our intelligence, you see. We have to use our intelligence. Even when the taste is not there, continue chanting your rounds, going to the program, do your duty, taste or no taste. The thing is, these activities of sadhana bhakti, even if we don't taste anything from them, they have the power and the potency. The old example of jaundice, right? I have jaundice, I'm suffering from jaundice, just like in the old days when the Bodhi first came here to be with Prabhupada in Vrindavan in 72. One of the devotees came down with jaundice, he was very weak, and Prabhupada said, sugar candy. Prabhupada ordered him sugar candy, you see. So, if you have jaundice, the taste of sugar candy is horrible. It's so bitter, you want to spit it out, but you do it anyway, and lo and behold, you get cured. I don't feel like going to Mangalarti. I don't feel like taking bath. I don't feel like chanting my rounds. We do it anyway, because taste or no taste, if I do this activity, it will cure me. That's it. So just go through the motions, even if you don't feel like it, and even by doing those motions, chanting, attending, everything, even do it as a duty, the taste will come back. Because the taste is already there asleep. You actually have unlimited taste for the holy name within you. You have unlimited taste for Didi Darshan. You have limited taste for all these things, but now it's covered by the material nature. So sadhana bhakti means taste or no taste, you do it as a duty, and lo and behold, the sun rises within your heart, and you're back on the track, blissing out like anything. Next. Here we go, back there.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. I would like also to know how to do when the other devotee have false, when we had a miscommunication and other keep false, they see us like we are a very bad person. How to do if Krishna and other are not pleased with us, and how to...
If I correctly understood, how to deal if I had some bad miscommunication with devotee and that devotee feels bad about me, if I correctly understood.
I had some miscommunication with the devotee, and now they feel very bad at me and what a jerk I am, like that. Yeah. Well, what does Lord Chaitanya say? Lower and the straw on the street, ready to offer respect to others without expecting any respect from oneself. On such a state, you can chant Hare Krishna mantra constantly. So when things go bad with the devotees, we have some miscommunication, there's some clashing, klesha desha, right? Sometimes we have some clashing with the devotees. Interesting, the Sanskrit word klesha and the English word clash, interesting connection. So we have clashes sometimes, and what do? Well, instead of being all upset about it, say, this is a special mercy from Krishna to help me learn what is the sixth item that Prabhupada recommended in the TLC for surrender. Always take oneself to be meek and humble. Always be meek and humble. So take these opportunities of clashing and disagreements and anger arising even. Take this as an opportunity to be very humble and think, well, whatever I'm getting, it's all Krishna's mercy. Krishna's mercy. I actually deserve much more punishment and more difficulties, but Krishna's giving me only a little tiny token of what I actually deserve for my past sins. So take it as a blessing. Actually, Mataji, you know what? Krishna is actually blessing you unlimitedly every minute. Do you know that? Krishna is blessing you unlimitedly every minute in every situation. Did you know that? Krishna is blessing us unlimitedly in every situation. Even the moment of death is a blessing. So try to see the loving hand of Krishna blessing you at every minute, in every situation, the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly, every situation. If you keep that vision, Krishna is behind every situation you're in. He's smiling upon you. He's blessing you in absolutely every situation you're in 24/7. If you keep that vision, you'll be blissing out 24/7, 24/7. See, don't be disturbed by the externals. Look for the internal situation. Krishna is blessing me at every minute unlimitedly. Does that help a little bit? We got about 2 minutes left.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. The point you mentioned about to being thoughtful, you mentioned that Krishna can see us. Krishna can see our activities. So we have to perform all our activities thoughtfully. But then the point is about conviction. We are prone to make mistakes. We know that Krishna, as a super soul, is there within our heart, and Krishna can see our activities, what we are doing. But still, committing mistakes is very common because I feel that I don't have that conviction in Krishna consciousness. So, why does it take so much of time to develop that conviction?
Well, we've been off the track for millions and billions of lifetimes. We're habituated to doing things wrongly for millions and billions of lifetimes. So it takes time to overcome our bad habit of being a rascal, number one, you see. It takes time to overcome that, you see. Gotta keep working on it, working on it, working on it, working on it, working on it. Determination and patience also. These three things: determination, enthusiasm, and patience. You got to keep the enthusiasm. You have to be patient. If you're not patient, you lose your enthusiasm. I didn't get the result. I chanted. I didn't see Krishna face to face. I've been chanting for 3 years, and I haven't seen Krishna face to face yet. You see, so you have to be patient. It may take many lifetimes even to come to the perfectional stage. But the devotee is willing, even birth after birth. Janme Prabhu said, even if it takes millions of lifetimes, I'm ready to do it. Just got to be very patient and determined to overcome these bad qualities I've manifested for millions and billions of lifetimes. Does that help a little bit? Okay, our time is up. Can we sneak in one? If there's any burning question, if we sneak in, I'll take it. If not, we'll call it quits. Any burning question you've always wanted to ask but didn't dare ask, now's your chance. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
This is the last one.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your valuable class. I was listening to one of the class from Mayapur, and it was mentioned that by Mahamaya Devi Dasi, disciple of Srila Prabhupada, she mentioned that even if we hear one word, even outside our within from Gaudiya Sampradaya or any other, that is going to ruin us. So we have to, she said that Srila Prabhupada said we should stick to whatever he is saying very, very strictly. Can you please elaborate? I know you have mentioned that. If you can please elaborate a little bit more. Thank you.
Well, I just heard yesterday in the Nectar Devotion series here, and Baba said you can check any one of the 4 Sampradayas, Prabhupada said, interestingly enough. But once you, of course, I recommend this Sampradaya because it's the most powerful manifestation. We have Lord Chaitanya. This is obviously the best Sampradaya. Baba said you can take any one of the 4 Sampradayas, he said. But here we have Lord Chaitanya's potency. So this is the most empowered Sampradaya. So to go out and hear other versions of the truth, of course, let's say outside of the 4 Sampradayas, you see, like the Mayavadis or the Sahajas, if you hear submissively even one word, it can get you off the track, you see. So we're not interested in hearing even one word from the Mayavadis or the Sahajas, because it's a fact, it's a very dangerous thing. Where you become like those you hear from. So we have to always keep ourselves tuned in to the vibrations coming down from the Brahma Madhya Sampradaya 24/7, that's a fact. Not blindly, but intelligently. We have to know why we're doing that, not like a blind fool. We have to know why we're doing that, because this is the most powerful manifestation of Krishna's mercy in the Kali Yuga. So we should intelligently understand that anything outside of this is going to be a diversion. It's like just like you're driving on the highway, right? And you see some beautiful girl over there, you go, wow, you have a crash. So you got to always stay fixed on your driving and not get diverted by some billboard or some beautiful girl over there. Oh, wow. You have to always stay fixed on your driving, otherwise you can have an accident. Good point. Well, thank you all very much for tuning in. My dear Prabhus and Manajis, take this process seriously and you will achieve the ultimate destination of Krishna Prema. I absolutely guarantee you. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,